You're listening to the Trubul Virtual Cast with Goonie and Nemo. Is it true? Is it bull? You decide. And that's right.
Hey, tape recorder, listen to this.
Woo! Woo!
Okay, you just clipped.
I did not. Don't call me the Clipper.
Don't worry about it.
I'm the Yankee Clipper.
Where are we?
We are episode 217 of the Trubul Virtual Cast with Goonie and Nemo.
218.
217.
216?
217.
We'll be right back.
Oh, will we?
Okay.
We're never back. We're back. Okay, wait. Let me check the script. I mean, not the script. We don't have a script today.
There's
we
no
never have
script.
scripts. We're unscripted.
There is no script, San Antonio.
Episode 217 of the Trubul Virtual Cast with Goonie and Nemo, brought to you by J&T Mechanical and recorded live from the humid, unbelievably humid First Due and Tactical Finish Nemosa Studios in beautiful Hildebrand, Texas. A special episode of the Trubul Virtual Cast today.
Why is it so special?
Because I'm on it for the 217th straight episode.
Wow.
Woo!
That's what you call longevity or conjunctivitis?
Longestino.
Something like that.
Diverticulitis.
Okay.
Speaking of hepatitis, we have a special guest here today. Has nothing to do with hepatitis, but it's another episode of our VIX Trubul Texas Music Spotlight.
All right.
Our spotlight artist for this week is David Gibson. He's going to be playing some music. We're going to ask him some questions. Where's the audience when you needed the audience?
I'll find it later.
I know.
Don't worry, I'm going to put booze on it.
We're producing on the fly. Speaking of on the fly, so Dave, welcome as our weekly spotlight artist. We want to thank you for coming in and for not making fun of us as we set everything up all messed up. But you understand it. You're a lefty, so you understand.
Thanks for having me. I am a lefty, yes.
That's right. I'm a lefty. I sing left-handed. Nemo's a lefty. He plays guitar left-handed. I write left-handed. So my singing and songwriting comes from a different place. It comes from a place of artistry, science, mathematical, and genius.
But enough about David Gibson.
Right, exactly. So anyway, tell me a little bit about your music. How long have you been singing, songwriting? How long have you been doing that?
So I started actually writing songs and playing songs in college back in the early to mid 90s.
What college you go to?
Well, it was Incarnate Word College at the time,
Gotcha.
and then by the time I left, it was University. So
I'm sure that had a lot to do with you. Your impact that you had on them said, we need to go bigger. We need to become a university.
You know, I never thought about that, but I think I never made that connection. But
because you're humble. I can tell you're a humble guy. You didn't want to, try to take credit for that, but I hand out credit, where it's deserved.
Wow.
So we'll give you that. We'll give you that one.
And look where it's at now.
Exactly. You made it to the fabulous Nemosa Studios.
You're welcome.
I hand out accolades, but I also hand out blame as well. So thank you for the humidity as well.
Yeah,
because it was fine yesterday. It wasn't. It really wasn't. It's been humid forever.
It's going to get worse.
I'm ready for a song. Okay, we'll get to the meat of the show in a little bit, all right?
Now, I always ask this question of everybody, the singer-songwriters. When you write, is there a certain thing that you do, like, I'm going to sit here and specifically write a song, or is it just you driving down the street, something comes up and say, oh, hell, that's a song?
I like to write a lot about traffic.
Gosh, see? I love this guy.
No, I write a lot about people and sometimes myself, sometimes other people.
Right.
Mostly other people.
Yeah.
It's I think songs are cool because you listen to songs and its subject matter it's a lot of the same.
Right.
But it's obviously a very interesting and complex thing. So
yeah.
People keep writing songs about the breakups and then the problems and so I just carry on that tradition and I write about people because they're so interesting.
Yeah, that's the way we do it. I mean, it was like you write from the experiences that you have, either personally or just about somebody else, and then you hope that it strikes a chord with somebody else. And the weird part is that somebody hears that song and they're like, man, I love that song that you wrote. Can you play that one that you wrote about? It was about the guy that had just broken up with his girlfriend. I was like, which one is that? And they tell you and you're like, That was totally not about that, but yeah, I'll play that one. It's because everybody, people take songs personal, you hope, and they make it their own, and they're like, man, he wrote this one exactly for me, and that's when you can get a lot of people to say that. That's when you got it, when you know you hit
and
the
that's
spot.
what's cool about songs is you can shape the words. I like to use a lot of like metaphors
Right.
and similes and
Yeah.
personification, the
Yep.
whole thing, and
Yep.
you can say the same thing that everybody has dealt with or whatever in just a different way, and
Right.
they hear it and they're just like, oh, that's a great comparison.
Exactly.
I never thought about it like that.
Right.
Like I never compared my breakup to a raccoon or something.
Yeah,
It's just like
something as
gotcha.
yeah.
and
Gotcha.
no, but I mean, that's my favorite part about writing songs is, to try to do it in because you have the words, but then the melody. I'm a big melody person.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you hit that right melody with just that right phrase, and it's like, I think about all your favorite songs. It's like
yeah,
gotcha. Yep.
when so and so sings that verse, it's like,
Right.
It's that's the best thing.
Oh,
ever.
you're right on there.
It's like sometimes, and it's different every time, because sometimes the lyric is what catches you first, and sometimes it's the music, the intro that catches you if your toe's not tapping. Like, when you think of, one of the greatest songs, He Stopped Loving Her Today, and it doesn't start with music, it starts with, he said, I'll love her till I die, and it's just his voice, and it's like, oh, when you hear that, it's like, it's coming.
Yeah,
It's
no,
coming. Or when you hear, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, you hear that fiddle coming on. It's like, yes, that's it. It's like,
Especially Inglenook Humpendinck.
I sing you to
Oh, I
sleep
love that
after
guy.
the lovin'.
Sensational.
Yeah,
Sensational.
yeah. Or Engelbert, him too, his brother.
Dave, what are you going to be playing tonight? Are you going to be acoustic, a full band? What's going on?
Tonight we're just doing the acoustic thing.
Okay, and that's you and Carlos.
Me and Carlos, yeah.
Okay,
So
for y'all who don't know, Carlos Mesa is also a firefighter, and we also mentioned that David is also a firefighter.
Hadn't gotten to that, but thanks.
This place is
We'll
so
scratch off
safe right
question
now.
number 3. Okay, that is scratched off of the non-script.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay,
now,
let's go more stuff off the cuff. Let's see. What are we going to... So tonight is Local Silver.
Well, so tonight is actually we're going to do 2 acoustic sets. I'm going to play a set, and then Carlos is going to play a set.
I gotcha.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering. I was going to ask. That was one of my questions. Was it going to be like a song swap, or y'all just going to sit together, or y'all going to do separate then? So yeah.
We might sit together,
Yeah.
sit on each other's lap. It's a
stare
really
lovingly
it's
into
kind of an
each
open
other's-
forum sort of show.
No judgment here. This is a safe place.
And also, so I also play guitar in Carlos's band, Local Silver.
Got
so
it.
I'll probably join him for a few
Okay.
songs.
Cool.
Now, the name of your band is
The Green Sleeves.
The Green Sleeves.
Which it's kind of a point of contention. Like, so I put out a couple records. My first album was just David Gibson,
Right.
and
Okay.
I mean, who knew there were other David Gibsons in the world? So,
Yeah.
like you get on Spotify and look for David Gibson, and then bam, there's a jazz David Gibson.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
saw
And-
that. I
and-
saw that when I was sharing pictures, so I apologize
Well,
for
it's
that.
actually kind of funny on, so my first album, it was back in 2003, so 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so on, was it Apple Music or something?
Yeah.
You can comment, and that guy commented, I am not the rock David Gibson, so I'm rock apparently.
You're rock
And
David
so
Gibson.
I went on his, and I was like, I am not the jazz David Gibson. So we had a little-
And I'm not 7'2".
Not a word
And
was spoken after that.
I am not Irish. I wish I was. Wow, that's weird because we're virtual country, and if you look up virtual country, all you get is just
Picture
it
of
says,
me.
picture of me, and then it says don't ever listen to these guys, and they've got a podcast that
And marginally good
reaches
country
4
music.
people, reaches 4 people. Yeah,
Well, so you guys did it right. I mean, you picked something unique
nobody else
and-
wanted.
Yeah. Just you went total reject, definitely. Well, so for my second record,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, David Gibson's not going to work. That's too, So I was like, all right, the Green Sleeves.
Yeah.
so you went to David Smith. Yeah, David Smith.
Yeah. I should have. It would have. So I don't know if you ever heard of the song "The Green Sleeve" or "Green Sleeves," but a few people have. And if you try to search for the Green Sleeves on Spotify or whatever,
Yes, sir.
you get Green Sleeves. So that was even harder to find than David Gibson. Yeah. So for my next album, which hopefully will be soon, yeah, it's going to be something with a bunch of numbers and words I made up.
Just put 4 A's because they have AAA auger. So when you're looking for a plumber, the first one that comes up is AAA auger every time. So AAA David Gibson, I think, would be great.
That's not bad.
Exactly.
Got a little ring to it.
We just start our own band right here. A whole bunch of lefties.
We talked about that last time when it was it was either the Tower Climb or one of the 9/11 shows. We realized we were all left-handed, and I was like, we ought to start a band, write some music, and we'll call ourselves We're Not Right. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's right. It's correct. There's nothing right about us.
David, you've been playing a whole lot of places, especially where the firefighters are concerned.
Exactly.
Even Carlos Mesa, he is the man behind the 9/11 tributes
that guy's all over the place.
At Sam's Burger Joint.
Right.
You got to give it up to him. I mean, that's a big shout out because he
love
is
that.
just amazing in that campaign. But the cool thing is we have heard you, we have heard Carlos, and of course the Backdraft. And it's funny, the cool thing is we're all a bunch of first responders, so it's good to know that not only you got some brave people out there, but semi-talented as well.
Well, semi is not a word I would use. I would use vastly, unbelievably talented,
tragically talented.
But then again, I am the wordsmith of the band and podcast thereof. So I can not to steal a line from John Fest, but House of Hughes, I could paint you a picture, and you would believe that you were there. I could. I did that one time, and you got your finger wet. Remember?
Yeah.
We won't talk about how that happened, but it was a great picture.
So I kind of like semi. I'm all about low expectations. You gotta
under promise, over deliver kind of guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I over promise and I rarely deliver.
You start promising the world, and I mean, where do you have to go?
Exactly.
I know nothing.
I know.
Low
I agree.
Expectations is going to happen with this Gibson acoustic guitar. What do you have there?
Oh, so this is Gibson Songbird Deluxe that I actually bought on layaway. That's how long ago.
Okay.
I think.
Wow. Solo Serve is the only one that does it now. The layaways
really?
now. I think so. It's like.
Is Solo Surf still around? Is that
I don't know. I used to work there. I mean, I used to.
She's a beauty.
Take stuff from there when I was a kid.
So I bought this Mars Music in Austin, maybe late '90s,
Wow,
early 2000s, something like that.
That's been everywhere.
And I literally had to put it on layaway. And
nice.
Which was I like the build up.
That's the way you do it.
Exactly. You go make your payment. You ask the guy to bring it out so you can just look at it. And he takes it back to the back.
Make sure it's still there.
And the awesome thing is it's done nothing but appreciate.
Oh yeah. Well, you think you appreciate it now? Just wait till he plays you something on it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So tell us. Play us a song. Tell us about the song. Tell us why you wrote it, why you want to play it, and why it means what it means to you.
So I'll play you a song that's when I was recording my last record. The engineer, who's a great engineer, his name was Chico. Right in the middle of recording, he went through like a bad breakup.
Oh, yikes.
His long time, girlfriend thought they were going to get married. Anyway, right in the middle of this thing, breaks up, and not only did she break up, but part of the reason they broke up was because she was going to go tour with another band, around the country, and she was the singer in his band. Wow. So it was like, he's getting it from all kinds of angles, and I was like, this is a story that needs to be told,
Exactly.
And so he's kind of a rocker guy, and so he was all down about it. And so I wrote this song while we were recording, and it's kind of has like a little Americana tinge to it, which he hates.
Not only did he lose the love of his life, lost a member of his band, but the person who actually commemorates it with a song writes it in a genre that is going to totally needle him even more. Thank you, Dave. A song from the heart, just like I love him.
That's what I'm about.
Heck yeah. man. Hey, sometimes I got to write for you. Sometimes I got to write for me. But I'm doing both. I'm doing both on this one.
Yeah, no, I even told him, I said, man, next time I record with you, I said, I need to know how your relationships are going. You know, we can't have breakups in the middle of these albums.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
exactly.
to put them on the B-sides.
Yeah, I didn't even name this song. I just it's just his song. I never recorded it, but
All right.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm gonna play it.
Cool.
Baby, I don't need your love. If you could just leave a photograph, small reminders of what was, so I don't ever turn back. Baby, I don't need your thoughts, when I can always drink for two. You figure out what was or not. At least a bottle always tells the truth. Well, if it's quitting time, well, I guess you know better than me. I guess it's fitting how you had to go. I knew it would be sad as the sea, cold like the north. It must have been worth it all. Baby, I don't need to know where the time has taken you. Don't call me up or after the show. All I need is something new. You know tonight there's another voice. I didn't wanna start again, but I remember who made that choice. She turns the lights and turns my head. Well, if it's quitting time, well, I guess you know better than me. I guess it's fitting how you had to go. I knew it would be sad as the sea, cold like the north. It must have been worth it all. Worth it all. Worth it all. Worth it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tape recorder, listen to
Wow.
this. I do not own the rights to this song, but Mr. Gibson does. So let's leave it at
does.
that. Okay.
Wow. I wrote one thing on this
very
book.
nice, Sarge.
I don't usually do a script, but I did write one word during the song of the. It just says "damn." I like that song.
Oh, and
Wow.
your mother is.
No,
You can't write that
I didn't
down,
write
don't
that. I did not write that. I wrote the damn part. That was a dang good song.
Yeah, I do.
Just for like one of those off the cuff things that happens organically, like you didn't purposely say, okay, today I'm going to write a song. This guy tells you this is going on, it's the worst day of my life, kind of. And then next thing you know, that song is already there. It's like almost it writes itself. I love those because
That's very cool.
Definitely.
Very,
Keep in mind, he had to
very
move his glass of Jameson to pick up the pen to write onto his notebook. So
Heck yeah,
That's
yeah.
so for some context.
Yeah, exactly. I don't very rarely do I move the Jameson unless it's to my lips.
Very
But I
rarely do you
but-
move.
Shut up.
Okay.
It's true. It's true. But this Jameson was great, but that song was even greater. That was awesome.
You going to play that one tonight?
Yeah. I think
It's very, very cool.
I like
Where
it.
and when are you playing?
All right, so tonight at Lady Bird Beer Garden,
Ladybird Beer Garden.
which is, I don't even know the exact address, but it's right at the intersection of San Pedro and Hildebrand.
I know exactly where that is.
On
right.
the west side of the tracks.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, gotcha.
The good side of the tracks.
You
Gotcha.
can't miss it.
So if you get to Taco Cabana, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Depending on what.
Yeah, no, if you get
direction
to
you're
Taco
coming.
Cabana, just swivel your head.
And don't order a
you're-
taco. Please don't order a
Yeah,
taco.
yeah. No, they have food. They have beer.
Yeah, get
and-
it there.
No, it's actually a cool little place. It's like they have an inside part, and then there's a little alleyway, which is where
I
we'll
see-
probably play.
saw the
and it's
pictures.
kind of cool.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever been to like South by Southwest
Right.
day parties where they'll put a venue in an alley.
Yeah, it's just a pop up.
Yeah.
Pop-up.
Yeah, it has that feel to it, so it's really cool. And
Nice.
it's got picnic tables, and you can bring your kids.
Yeah,
I think you can bring
nothing
your
wrong with that.
pets.
Good food, family friendly.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for. And then it seems also like the kind of place where they have a vibe where I'm going, and they actually listen to the music that you're playing. A lot of times people go out and they're like, oh, the band becomes an afterthought. There's TVs behind them to the left. Nobody's really watching or listening. This seems like the kind of vibe where people are there for the art part of it. So you got to love something like that. I was looking at the website or the Facebook site, and Dexter Haskins, he seems at the Stone Temple Pilots tribute, and with the Pink Floyd, Texas Pink Floyd tribute band, and his son Dexter plays as well, and he actually played out there a couple of months ago as well. He's got a tremendous voice, tremendous talent, so I'm looking forward to going out there tonight and listening to you and having a couple of beers, man.
They're doing a cool thing out there, and they have a great beer selection. And,
open mic comedy.
Nice.
We need to go and do that too.
Well, there you go.
We always
do
thought
not
we
need
were
to do that.
we thought we were funny until we did that open mic and got booed off stage, and now
It's an album.
and now we have to pay for our comedy.
Take this show on the road. You know?
Yeah,
So it'll be at what, 6:30 to 8:30?
6:30 to 8:30. And,
All right.
And we've watched the weather, and apparently the big rain is not supposed to be here till like 11 or 12. So we're
Nice.
good.
All right. We'll keep it at that.
We're definitely looking forward to that. Now, the other thing I was going to ask you because
Because you don't write anything down.
Yeah, because we're in the process of writing music as well for another album, hopefully soon. As a singer-songwriter, I know the process of writing is always constant, but are you writing and gearing towards another album, or are you looking to record another album?
I'm definitely hoping to record soon. I'm kind of on a 10-year per album pace. I did one in 2003. Nice. I did one in 2013 or 14, so it was 2023.
It's time.
So it's about time.
It's time. Yeah.
But yeah, writing. I mean, I just never stop writing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you know, with that much time, they kind of filter themselves out. You know, the good ones stick around, and then the ones that are not as good, they kind of just, don't stick around.
Exactly.
And then you get
never
to
know.
audience test them and see who's into what, and then
the greatest test is the audience. There's a lot of folks out there who have a lot of money and they can afford to record 20 or 30 songs a year and let people decide that way. But then there's folks like us who are just grassroots who are like, I'm going to let the audience decide, not by listening and hopefully getting played on the radio, but by playing 100 times, 150 times a year. And they'll tell me if the song's good, and I can change something because I had them for this point, and then when I got here, they kind of dropped off. Okay, so let me change it a little bit, or let me work something maybe a little differently.
Yeah, and then you don't want to record songs that you can't perform well live.
Exactly.
So sometimes, everybody's heard these recorded songs, and then you hear the band play it live, and it's like, whoa, what happened there? You know, so you want to record stuff that you're going to be able to replicate pretty close.
Exactly.
Very good. That's a great point.
That's something that a lot of bands don't take into consideration, especially when you see a band and you're like, I didn't realize that was the song it was until, halfway through the song. Not because, you mixed it up or changed it up, but because you couldn't get through it that way. And that's really important because we've had songs where I'll change them just because, hey, let's try this way, not because I don't think we can do it the other way. It's like let's mix it up. Let's make it a heavier song. Let's change the beat. Let's do this. Let's turn it into a reggae song.
Sometimes that's a winner.
But you make a great point. But letting the crowd decide, hey, do they like this song? Did they react the right way?
Well, and it's studio. It's kind of a tricky place. You start playing a song. For a while out there, and you get the real vibe of the song.
Mm-hmm.
You go in the studio sometimes. You're like, hey, let's try this thing. You got this.
Right.
Next thing you know, there's a kazoo on the song, and then it's like at least a reggae beat, and it's like by the end of the song, it's like there's no way we can play this song live,
and you can't recognize it from what it started out as. It still has to come from a place of honesty. If the song has honesty and it makes you feel something, then you're going to have either a hit or you're going to have a song that people are going to like.
Yeah.
You can overproduce something good and turn it into something bad.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with a lot of stuff these days. It's like, you had me there for a while, and then when the accordion came in with this and that, and like you said, the kazoo, as soon as that happened, you kind of lost me.
The kazoo a bad name.
I think the kazoo has taken care of that. The kazoo has taken care of that for itself.
There's some kazoo player out there right now, like
he just put a thumbs down. On it.
Just unsubscribe to the podcast.
Yeah. We're sorry.
I apologize.
We're sorry, Crazy Kazoo Larry. I apologize.
So where can we get your CDs? Or where can we listen to your music?
Well, is that a trick question? Where can I get CDs?
Yeah.
Where can you get any CDs? Really? I mean,
exactly.
We'll throw what it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you come to my house, there's boxes of them. If you want to get them there.
Well, see,
my CDs / coasters, which I like to call them now, because.
I know. We had them for the like the radio shows that we were doing, and it was like, our album was a million seller. If you count the million of them that I have in my cellar, they're right there, waiting to be purchased. And that's what gets me. I saw a post the other day that said, "Call your friend and support your friend, and ask to buy their CD or their merchandise instead of spending $1,600 on that show for the guy who has no idea who you are." And it's like, that's it. It's like, I want to say that, but every time I say it, they're like, "Oh my God, look at you. You're just, constantly hawking your band." I was like, because nobody else does.
Yeah.
I believe in the music. If I didn't believe in the music, I wouldn't be pushing it. I wouldn't be writing it. I wouldn't be believing in it like that. I wouldn't be telling you this guy who just $10,000. I mean, hey, if you want to spend $10,000 for this guy, that's awesome. But instead of buying 3 beers at his show, take 2 of those beers, that $25, and buy a shirt from somebody who's your buddy, who's doing this and just wants some support. Share a post. It costs nothing to share a post.
Sympathy play. I like it.
Exactly. It's like, this is where we add the violin music in the background. So yeah, just tell producer Bob.
Maybe a fart.
Producer Bob, or maybe a fart. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll get off my high horse, but I appreciate listening to music, and I'll go to a place and I'll listen to 5 songs played over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Having the guy tell me why he wrote it.
Yes,
and just hear 5 songs.
That's
other
big.
than spending 2 hours hearing a bunch of covers played loud. And not that there's anything wrong with covers, because we do that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather feel something and hear a song from a guy, why he wrote it. I'll do that gladly. And it just feels like we're fighting, we're punching up, we're trying to fight the good fight for the music. And
so if we're fighting through the titles, what name are we going to look for? The Greensleeves, the David Gibson.
Oh, okay.
Where are we going to search for you?
That needs to be specified for sure, because otherwise you're going to be listening to some jazz that you probably don't want to like.
Tim probably would like it. Is this smooth jazz?
All right, so first album, if you type in, like, you go to Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube or whatever, David Gibson, the album was called Last Year's Life. And the last album was The Greensleeves. Okay. The album was As You Please. So if you type those in, it'll show up. But going back to your covers, I was having this conversation with my wife yesterday. Actually, she was asking, because I don't play very many covers, and when I do, they're not very well known, because there's so many good songs out there that people have never heard.
Absolutely.
So every once in a while, I try to throw a cover in that I think is an amazing song that somebody needs to hear.
Right.
And but she was asking me something about covers and whatever, and I was like, like half my songs are like, I tried to play a cover of a song and I played it so bad it resembled nothing of the other song, and I made it my own song because I played it so bad.
Yeah,
so,
why not?
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you play a song not because it's popular and everybody's going to recognize it as a cover, but because it's a good buffer between the song you just played and the one you want to get to. It's like, this kind of goes in with it, and then you change it a little bit, and everybody's like, "Wow, that other one, was that a cover too? Do you recognize it from somebody else?" No.
Just listen to
it was
ladies and
now.
gentlemen, listen to the B-sides, would you?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that is.
I know.
Right, tape recorder?
It brings back the days of vinyl.
Yeah,
and not the clothes. The album. Oh,
You catch all angles, playing like, you play your set, so you're all proud of these songs that you wrote. And, some drunk dude comes on, it's like, man, I love Matchbox 20. So good. It's like, oh,
that's
cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Did you tip for that one?
Dude, you sound like John McClane. You mean Don McClane? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Earnhardt.
Oh man, yeah, I know.
I'm sure we're not going to see that kind of riff-raff tonight.
No, well,
it's
not
gonna
unless,
be awesome.
not unless
we're going to be there.
if
So
Uncle Johnny
this is
shows up,
classy.
maybe.
I just blew that
All
up.
classy.
Nice. So if Uncle Johnny shows up, then we'll see Riff Raff. Or if Dad shows up, we'll definitely see Riff Raff.
Well, those will be the two people in dresses.
Right.
So you got it.
They're dressed for the occasion.
It's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dad identifies as a dad, and I identify as a day drinker.
I
Pretty well.
identify as wanting to hear another song out of that Gibson guitar.
Heck yeah.
I don't care.
Let's listen to another Dave Gibson song.
All right, I can do that. I can do that.
Tell me something, and just
Bring us in.
I love that one.
All right, I'll play a newer song that I wrote. That'll probably be on this next album, whenever that is,
All right.
in the near future. This one's I kind of like songs to get wordy, like really wordy to where you kind of have to like listen in, and
Right.
and so this is kind of one of those songs where it's just a lot of words.
Okay.
And this song's about like I don't really talk politics with people because that's not like I don't want to.
Right.
I don't even want to know your politics. I'm not going to tell you mine, but
Right on.
But I will write about people, and and it's interesting subject matter. So that's kind of what this is about. This is about people, not politics.
Nice.
It's called Two Sides.
Two sides. Throw out your words and then you hide. I gotta tell you, I was never one to choose the flavor of the day. You're so strong, a one voice, a one song. But when you're standing on that stage all by yourself, oh, you're gonna hold that tune. There's fresh paints, without the chips, without the stains. But these walls still talk down to me, name me in the night. So strong, a one voice, a one song. But when you're standing on the stage all by yourself, oh, you're gonna hold that tune. Well, I don't recall exact time, or day, or month, or year. I felt those falling embers when I knew our time was near and fading out. 'Cause it's too late now. Oh, fading out. 'Cause it's too late now. I wish you well. Oh, while the world goes to hell. But just tell me something, answer me one thing. Oh, how come we weren't friends? Well, I could ask, but that ship's long in the past. But I'll tell you something, one of us holds blame and he don't look like me. Let's let it burn. You light the match, I'll hold the urn. Oh, it might have been, let's put it in the ground and look back once a year. And on that day, we'll skip school and work and pray. Oh, for better times ahead that we might have and how we lost our way. I don't recall exact time or day or month or year. I felt those falling embers when I knew our time was near. I'm fading out, 'cause it's too late now. Yeah, fading out, 'cause it's too late now.
Wow.
That is just wicked good, Sarge.
Wow.
That is just ridiculous good.
I wrote down again next to damn. So,
Quit
yeah.
cursing at yourself. Dave,
wow. That was some good stuff.
okay, I got to ask you, like right there, that song, how long did it take you to write that one? Did you sit down? Did you have the words? Did you sit down at the same time and write the words while you're saying, let me get a progression?
Well, you know, you guys write songs. You know, it's it varies. Like sometimes you write these things in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's great when that happens. Cause
Hell yeah.
Bam, you know. But I've also had songs that have taken like 15 years to write. You know,
Wow.
You have this great chord progression. You can't come up with a melody.
Yep.
Then you come up with the melody, but you can't come up with a chorus.
Mm-hmm.
But that one, I think I wrote that one in one sitting. Like,
Nice.
You know, which I don't know how long it took, but an hour or two or something.
That's a heck of a sitting. That's a heck of a sitting.
And
I like that. Like
while
you said,
you're playing it, do you hear anything else? Do you hear the drums coming in, the bass? Do you hear piano in this song? Or is that going to be it just like that, bare bones on an album?
Yeah. No, I hear myself telling the guitarist to turn down and the drummer to, you know, not
Take a
speed
break.
up.
Yeah.
And,
we have a Russian drummer.
you know, the bass player to stop being awkward. You know, I hear all of that. And,
And the singer, the singer saying, "Step to the left, a little further left, a little further." He fell off stage. Perfect, right there.
I hear myself say, "Hey, who's running the show?"
Exactly.
Attaboy.
It's like,
No, you know, you hear it, you have like these visions for these songs, and song like that, it's like I said, it's a wordy like melody song. So it's like that would be the focus for a song like that for me. You know, so like
Right on.
you know, solid bass and drums, and then you know, kind of arpeggios in the background with the guitar, and you know, I might add a bridge to that thing later.
Right.
Like in the live, I've played it with a band, and there's an amazing solo in there.
nice.
No, I solo.
Attaboy.
But yeah, no, I can hear the whole thing coming together.
It's weird because when you said that, I've got songs that that we've worked on, and everybody's like, "Well, what's going to happen here?" I was like, "It's a guitar solo." I was like, "Okay, well, I'll put one together." I was like, "No, I know exactly what I want it to do." I never played a lick of guitar. I have no talent when it comes to playing an instrument, other than playing the snare drum when I was in high school. But it's like I hear it all. I hear all these parts that even though I don't know how to play them, I can sing them. Because that's the first album I kind of sang melody lines to these guys.
You're like the Steve Jobs of musicians.
Yeah, it's like...
We read his mind.
I'm just going to tell you, that wasn't it. And he's like, well, was it closer to this? And I was like, no. It's like, and then he hits it. And I'm like, yes, that. And he's like, I just did that 2 times before. I was like, no, you didn't. You're just trying to... Yeah, you probably did. It was a power play. I wanted it to be on my terms, not you telling me. Yeah, so when you said this, I said no. But yeah, we've had songs that took us 20 minutes, 30 minutes to finish just because I was writing down the lyrics and he's playing a chord progression, and then I start singing it. We played it that same afternoon at a place, and everybody loved it. And then I had a song that I wrote in 1995 that just took 20 years to finally release, just because it took me that long to get the guts to say, okay, I'll sing. You know, because I had no freaking...
Like that guy Inglenook Humpin did.
Yeah, after the lovin'. Or was it Afternoon Delight? I don't know. Hey there, Delilah. No,
Guys,
that's a different guy.
tape recorder, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to hear more of this stuff,
Yes.
and example, all the firefighters and first responders who are off shift, we're going to push this thing out nice and early,
That's what she said.
and hopefully y'all will get this interview,
That's right.
and we'll meet all of you guys out there.
Exactly. Yeah. So
If
come on
y'all
down.
want to hear any other information, any more contact information, we're going to give you the virtual cast email right now.
Right.
And
TrueBullVirtualCast at gmail.com if you want to email us, or you can go to our Facebook page and comment with any questions that you got. But show up tonight at Lady Bird Beer Garden, 6:30 to 8:30. David Gibson's going to be playing. And if you're on Spotify, go to David Gibson, Last Year's Life, or The Greensleeves, As You Please. Download all that music, listen to all the music, buy the tunes, go to iTunes and buy the music, show some support.
yeah, and if you don't like David, maybe you like Carlos better.
That's
So
true.
go and see
See,
us.
that's
There are
not
alternatives for sure.
that's
Our alternatives.
Yeah. You know, our parents, were looking for alternatives, but it didn't end up well for us. So we just went,
Until the mistake.
right. Shut up.
It's going to be 447 West Hildebrand, San Antonio, Texas, 78212. It's by the tracks.
So
it's
am
by
I.
the Show Palace.
Oh,
Who
wow.
said that?
Wow.
Why did you do that?
All I can tell. Look, let me tell you a quick story before we go.
No, let's not.
I was
Back-
trying to
we're
keep this
not
thing
interviewing
obscure,
you.
but if you want to throw out exact addresses, this is fine too.
Back when I was in high school, yes, that long ago, I used to go to Jefferson High School, which is, all the way down Hildebrand from Alamo Stadium.
Prestigious.
So when we played, football games every Friday, Mr. Ponce was the band director at the time. So on the way to, as soon as we'd get to the tracks, everybody would always say, "Hey, Mr. Ponce, I got a roll of quarters." And nobody understood what that was except for the few of us in the back. It was like, because it said Show Palace was right there, and it said 25 cents for the peep show. It's like, man, I got a couple of rolls of quarters. I can get everybody in.
I'm sure
And,
Mr. Ponce knew exactly what you were
he was the
talking
only
about.
one who looked mad. Everybody else would just laugh just because, and he was mad because he always had 2 rolls of quarters with him, and he'd always get dropped off
as
at
you
the
know.
Taco Cabana after the game. He's like, "No, I'm gonna walk from here." So so I don't want to mix metaphors or
Mr. Ponce. Yeah.
ad hominem or even But anyway,
No judging. No
there's
judging.
there's a story in there somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, and we're going to have to write a song about it.
But Dave, thank you for coming and
buddy.
doing this show with us. We really do appreciate local music, local artists, people who are writing and keeping it honest.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming. We really do appreciate you.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. This is great. I appreciate what you guys are doing. I mean, with the podcast, but also with just your band. I mean, you guys got it together.
Thank you, sir. And the dry humor is just unbelievable.
I have no idea what you're
Off the
talking.
charts.
Yeah,
Off the
I have
charts.
no idea what you're talking about. I am under promising right now, but I just over delivered.
There you
I think
go.
I hit a
There you
home
go.
run,
There you
in
go.
my humble opinion. Because of all the humble people I know, I think I'm the humblest.
This was Friday, May the 12th. Go to Lady Bird Beer Garden, 447 West Hildebrand.
Okay, until then, you are listening to episode 217 of the True Bull Virtual Cast with Goonie and Nemo and special guest David Gibson on the VIX True Bull Texas Music Spotlight. We will see you down the road.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that's right.